What's good? It's Khalil Jamar. Hope that all is well with you guys. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If this is not your first time on my channel, welcome back. This is gonna kind of be a response video to some of the comments I've gotten on a video I made about a year ago on Danial Zamani. Just to give you guys some context, about a year ago I made a couple of videos on Danial Zamani and his progress on bench. At first I was a believer. At first I thought it was real. I thought that he was really on his way to bench pressing 800 pounds and that he would kind of dethrone Julius Maddox as a bench presser. But then over time, I just started to notice a couple of things. I made a few videos talking about why I thought that Danial Zamani and his progress on bench press was fake. There were a few comments over the last, I want to say few months, over the last few months and the last few weeks. That video has been getting a lot more attention. I don't know if Danial Zamani did something recently, but it was getting a lot more attention. I saw a few comments that there were things in those comments that I didn't consider when I first made the videos, and I did want to address them. Going to be four that I respond to today, but the first comment is: an important piece of evidence came out since this video was published. DZ, wow, this is the font is small. I gotta zoom in a little bit, guys. All right, so first comment that I do want to address is this comment: an important piece of evidence came out since this video was published. DZ, Danial Zamani quit PEDs, which we know is true because he lost size extremely fast. I think it is possible he blasted so many PEDs that he benched 800 but had to stop immediately. It's like putting nitro into an engine. You can go until the engine melts. If DZ did legitimately put up 800, it took many years off of his life. I see what this person is saying, and they're not wrong in saying that there is reason to believe that Danial Zamani was on PEDs, especially because he lost size extremely fast. I do agree with that. When you use the analogy putting nitro into an engine, the engine has to be built to bench press 800 pounds if we're going to use that analogy. And there's no history, there's nothing that we can see that shows that Danial Zamani even had that type of engine. So to me, it's not like putting nitro into an engine. It's like putting nitro into, you could put nitro into a car engine that goes 400 miles per hour initially, and then when you put nitro into it, it goes 800 miles per hour. Or you could put nitro into an engine that goes 100 miles per hour, and then when you put nitro in it, it goes 400 miles per hour. I think that basically what I'm saying is, even if Danial Zamani did take PEDs, there was nothing that showed that he had any capability of being an elite bench presser. And it's not like you just take PEDs and then within a couple of years, almost 300 pounds gets added to your bench press. So again, I do see what this person is saying. I agree when they say he may have been on PEDs and then cycled off, which is why he lost size, because that did happen. But I don't know if that explains how he even got close to 800 pounds, especially when you look at his history at powerlifting meets. The next comment that I do want to address is: you make strong cases, but regarding body weight, you're missing a very key point: leverage. Zamani is anatomically perfect for bench press and is much smaller in stature than Maddox. Zamani's competition history certainly doesn't add up to his gym strength. I completely agree, but that is very common in powerlifting. I don't think so when it comes to the elite. Not when it comes to elite lifters. Elite lifters always have the history and something to go behind it. If you know an elite lifter that doesn't have some type of resume when it comes to powerlifting, show me or tell me, because as far as I know, nobody goes from pretty much being unheard of to taking down one of the top, not one of the top guys, the top guys in their sport or in their event. Now let's continue the comment. Nowhere can I find fake calibrated plates apart from a joke video Tyler Obringer did, and I'm wondering where they got them from. Is Zamani fake? Possibly, but he needs to do this in competition. Again, I agree with that. I think this is a really good point, and it's not something that I considered initially. I did not think to look at how Danial Zamani was built. I did not think to look at his leverages. I still don't think that his leverages is enough to explain the progress that we've seen from Zamani, if it's real. The reason I do say this is because if Zamani does have good leverages, the question that I do pose to this comment is, why was he not always an elite bench presser? Julius Maddox has always been an elite bench presser. You can see again from the beginning of his resume, he is an elite bench presser. And I don't think he has the leverages that Danial Zamani is. Even in this comment mentions that Zamani is perfect for the bench press and that he's smaller than Maddox. Well, if that's the case, then he should have been just as elite, if not more elite, than Julius Maddox was. It's just so hard to say that somebody went from failing a sub 800 pound equipped bench press to being able to bench press 800 pounds raw with no struggle, with ease. And to say it's because of leverages, I think that's tough to say. But again, I think it is something that I'm going to look into more, because maybe there's something I'm missing. It wasn't something that I was looking at initially. The next comment I want to address, LOL faking. Guy's nearly 400 pounds now. Yeah, and so was Julius Maddox. Julius Maddox is actually above the weight of 400 pounds. I think the heaviest Julius Maddox has been is 452 pounds. And even he still struggled with 800 pounds. And again, he has the resume that Danial Zamani does not have, and even he still struggled. Next comment that I want to address is, there are definitely kilo plates that are not rusty existing, LOL. If you look at competitions or at powerlifters training, especially bench, they look much cleaner. The bar bends and the weight looks heavy and shines when the camera zooms in. No concrete reason for it to call the lift fake. Cope. I don't know what cope means. I thought at first he was giving me a compliment. He was saying dope, but never mind. He said cope. Okay. To give context behind this, I think this person is responding to the fact that, again, I had said Danial Zamani was using fake plates, and I pointed out that the plates did look brand new versus some of the old rusty plates in the gym. My point there was, and now that I look back at it, I don't think this was the best piece of evidence that I could have used, but I think that at the time what I was really trying to say is, he's not using plates that he was using on deadlifts that he was using on bench press. The plates that he was using on deadlift, it looks like the weight was moving a lot heavier than it was compared to the plates that Danial Zamani was using on bench press. And that could be for various reasons. It could have been because of the bar that Danial Zamani was using, not just the plates. I do think this is a good point. Again, it is no reason to say that the plates are fake. I see rusty plates all the time. So this is a comment that I think that, again, I don't think it was the best piece of evidence that I could have used. I do still think that Danial Zamani was using fake plates. That's the only, to me, that's the only thing that he could have done to, I want to say that he tricked people, but that's basically what it was, is trick people into believing that he was bench pressing 800 pounds. I do think he was doing that, especially again, because I said it 1,000 times in this video already. He does not have the resume when it comes to bench press to prove that he's that strong. But guys, that is the end of the video. These are just a few comments that I've gotten. If you guys see anything different or have any thoughts of your own about the whole situation, whether or not you think I'm right or wrong, definitely leave that in the comment section on this video, but also go back and watch some of those other videos as well and comment on them. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later.